Hey guys, just checking I'm live on Facebook as well. Yes, Facebook, but it wasn't quite as long as I thought it was going to be. But anyway, it's your boy M.K.S here, back with another video, and welcome to the third and penultimate part of M.K.S United group and my dreams for it and plans for it and whatnot, thoughts on it and whatnot, but which I didn't get around to last night. I'm hoping to do parts 3 and 4 right now, but there's something I was going to say and I've completely forgotten. I hope it's not too dark. That's what I was going to say. So this room seems to be really dark, considering it's only 10. I've just realised how dark it does seem a bit dark in the background, so please forgive me if it's not the best light. I have got a lamp on, but it doesn't seem to be emitting enough light outside the room, but I would struggle to move it to a closer place. But anyway, I do have some problems with electricity in my house as well. Something to do with a switchboard or whatever. Never get a switchboard, I recommend. But anyway, I think that's the problem. But anyway, so I got my 2 cringe worthy. So these are pointers number 21 to 30. I hope you enjoy them. And as ever, please let me know what you think, whether you agree with me or disagree with me on any ideas, or what you think are the most ethical things to do, for instance, and that kind of thing. And as I say, here goes. So number 21. The saying goes 21 again. I pretty much always say. I would have loved to have done this ages ago, as with usual projects and ventures and whatnot. And I guess I should appreciate if I ever get it up and running, but I hope it'll work out at least relatively closely to how I want it to. I forgot to say in part 1 about how I would love to support each other in areas like, I was going to say, because it was a Monday, I was going to say, what was it yesterday? I was going to say about movies, music, modelling, and different industries like that, acting, producers, directors, making our own movies and that kind of thing. So movies produced and directed by dyslexic and other neurodivergent people, and mixed race people, and there could be even documentaries on Anglo-Indians, AIs for short. I love how we have the same acronym as AI, which I suppose I fear AI, but I hope Anglo-Indians AIs will be the more positive version, and hopefully AIs will learn how to use AI. And funny enough, people call me quite robotic. They call me iRobot sometimes because of my punctuation and things like that, and probably because of the way I speak as well. But yeah, I think it'd be cool if we learn how to use AI and apps and things like that, and make them ethical and I was going to say humane, but helpful AI, ethical / helpful AI. So to make AI robotics and things like that, make the world a better place, make our life easier by doing jobs you don't really want to do. Although part of me was thinking, like, say if I wanted a gardener, you could say, why don't you just hire a gardener? And I suppose it would put a lot of people out of work. So there is a challenge on that, and I hope you can find a way to make it more ethical. But I'll probably talk more about AI or Anglo-Indians, AIs in 2026. But one thing I was thinking, like Sam Altman, don't know much about him, but I know he's involved in like ChatGPT, OpenAI or whatever, and I don't know which organization he's involved in, but he says about we need to invest 7 trillion into AI. And I thought, what if for some reason, somehow, AIs managed to market ourselves and get 7 trillion? But I believe we did get that. We should donate it to charity. But I worked out if there's about 7 million of us worldwide, AIs, as in Anglo-Indians, then I don't know how much there is. There's probably not that many of us around the world, but because we're quite a small community, I guess. But if there were, it'd be easy to work out. So I'm not that good at maths. I thought if I worked that one out, it'd be about, I think it'd be $1 million each for each of us. But in which case we could first of all help our own people, and then like the poor Anglo-Indians in India, and then help other communities as well, and try and feed the world, which I love for Anglo-Indians and other M.K.S ers, other Eurasians, mixed race people, and M.K.S ers generally to do. But we could have movies, documentaries about our history, like Anglo-Indian history, AI history, and other Eurasian groups like Kristangs, Happers from Korea, I think, Hafus from Japan, so got those two mixed up, Indos from Indonesia, and Kristangs from Malaysia and Singapore. But yeah, I think it'd be cool if we networked together, maybe even collaborated on movie ideas. I've got a few movie ideas on my own, as I mentioned before, in the past, but although I don't really watch many movies, but I love the irony. Some people say I should watch movies so I could get ideas and inspiration from them, like what not to do, what to do, and that kind of thing. But I guess as I don't have the attention span or patience, ironically, perhaps considering I write a lot, but I don't really like to read, and I like to think of movie ideas and I laugh a lot. I don't like to take. I don't have the patience even to take time to listen to other people read. But yeah, I forgot to mention those about movies, music, and that kind of thing. And one more thing I was going to say, I forget. But before I move on to point number 22, I was going to say about our contributions historically, and what I call M.K.S ers, contributions to the world in terms of music, movies, um, modelling, and other industries. I was in one second with them because it was a Monday when I wanted to finish this off, but as I'm behind schedule, I mention those. But yeah, I forgot to mention them in part one, unfortunately. But yeah, we would have mentioned them in point number 2 or 3 or whatever. But anyway, moving on to point number 22. It'd be interesting to see what we could do in the future, and I should appreciate if when we got up and running, and hopefully it will exceed expectations and that kind of thing. But yeah, seeing what we can achieve in the future, and hopefully we can help each other, as I said in parts 1 and 2, like to save money. Although I think even more important is to save time, which I hope to come to. But yeah, if we could get discounts on things, maybe even look at if there are ways to get cheaper mortgages, cheap deals on mortgages, on rent, or on buying together as a group so we cut our costs, which would help to tackle poverty in our own community, perhaps, I guess. Community I wish to create, and that kind of thing. But moving on, number 23, I'd love to encourage us to be philanthropists, charitable people, and give at least 10% or even up to maybe 90% if we're confident and positive enough to do so, if we have the finances to do so. Or whatever the individuals are saying for. It'll be democratic, not autocratic. So it'll be what the members want. But it'd be good if we could give away as much of our money as possible. And me personally, being not that materialistic, I would love to give as much of my money away as possible. But if I had the guts as well, something I have to come to soon, I'd take all my pension out and all my savings and just enjoy it now and say I can afford to help others and that kind of thing when I'm older. If I live that long, I'll sort out then, I guess. Hopefully it won't be too bad. But yeah. Because I think, like, what's the point waiting till you're 65 or 70 or even 60 to enjoy life? Because like, one, you don't know if you're going to make it that far if anything goes wrong, and two, you don't know if you'll be in the state to enjoy it. Because even if you have a good diet, heaven forbid something could go wrong or whatever, or genetics might affect you in such a way that even if you do have a good diet, it might not mean that you enjoy life. And I'm not really big into sort of delayed gratification, being very impatient. And even though I'm almost 44, unfortunately, I think to enjoy life now, but also I'd love to help other people. And as long as I have enough to live on, as I said before, as long as I have a shelter, a roof over my head, enough to eat, enough to drink, and that kind of thing, I'd give the rest away to those who need it. Because I think what would make me happier, having a nice big house, car, loads of cars, houses, and God knows what else, and then not knowing who my real friends are or whatever. Being attractive to the wrong people, perhaps, you could say, I guess. Not that I'm hypocritical and want to sugar my one day, but anyway, yeah, not knowing who your real friends are, you can trust or whatever, and that kind of thing. I guess. I mean, I know that could happen to poor people who still get scammed or whatever, but yeah, I think that I'd feel better about helping someone. I don't know why I think of the examples of people from like India or Nigeria. I suppose it's because they've got the biggest gap between rich and poor. So I often think of an example of helping someone from Nigeria who doesn't have a house to have a house and that kind of thing. So yeah, I love for us to be philanthropists and charitable, that kind of thing. Like if AIs, as in Anglo-Indians, did get 7 trillion, I'd love for us to donate as much of that to charity as possible. And I suppose help our own community first, like Anglo-Indians, needy Anglo-Indians in India. A while back, before I move on to point 24, hoping I didn't forget anything, but a while back I mentioned about how in an Anglo-Indian group, an AI group, sure, as I say, I was talking about how I would love to help people in Africa, and like my fellow AIs said about, it's quite interesting because I'm quite robotic as well, but they said it's good that you care more about people in Africa than your own people and that kind of thing, and yeah, it didn't go too well, but yeah, I suppose helping our own community in India, those who need it, and maybe dyslexics in India as well, for instance, and in other parts of the world as well. But yeah, helping those in need. I love to help the poorest 10% people in all possible countries. And just one more point before I go to point number 24, as I say. I thought, how could AIs be worth that much? And I guess if we learn how to use AI, we could learn how to use it to monetize it in business and investing, whatever you use to invest. I suppose we have to be careful and learn all we can, which I'm not the most patient to learn, but younger AIs especially, learning that kind of stuff, for AIs of all ages and teaching each other and passing on information and that kind of thing, and working with other Eurasians and mixed race people. But also I love to be part of the M.K.S ers, United Group. And sorry, just point to those initials. Yes, all that kind of thing. My sister kind of got me this stuff, but anyway, but yeah, learning how to use AI in business and investing and things like that, and also and maybe in jobs if necessary, any of those jobs, but also in jobs in business and investing. Those who don't use AI, I think it'd be like computers in the past generally, where those who don't use it will probably be left behind more than likely and be paid a lot less. And sure, we'll be lucky to have it, or unlucky, depending on a bit. Especially need to pay bills, but lucky enough to have a job, I guess. But yeah, so learning how to use it for jobs initially, then learning to use it for businesses and investing, or maybe jump straight into business and investing. But also, it does require some risk, so you have to be careful. Learn as much as you can, that kind of thing. But also market the fact that we have the acronym AI, I guess. But so anyway, I'm going to move on to, I don't forget anything, but I'm going to move on to point number 24. I thought there might be something else I was going to say, but anyway, moving on to point number 24, talking about, I was going to say in point number 22, talking about the fact that it's quite ironic that I don't have patience to read or to listen to things or to watch movies. I don't have the attention span or whatever. Even with music, I sort of don't have the attention span, and yet I waffle so much. And I was going to say, speaking of which, and then move on to the next one about football. But anyway, I talked about in point number 22 about saving money and how I think saving time is even more important. And I love to help us to organise each other, to manage our time better, to manage each day better, and to make the most of each day, most of the here and now, and to utilise our time as well as possible. Plan things out, what I call a timeline, and things like that, using different organisational structures, helping each other to get our thoughts on paper and diaries and things like that, and chat to each other and hold each other accountable to our plans and encourage each other. I mean, some people are into tough love, I'm into softer love, but I do think it might come across as tough love. Maybe if you tell someone, my sympathy for you is to do more exercise and go for walks included. If someone as lazy as me can do walking, I'm sure other people can. Because I think like older people, when they get old, they rely on their children, their nieces, nephews, daughters, sons, or whatever, to do things for them and that kind of thing. And I think they should go for a walk, at least one walk a day, walk to the kitchen when they want to do your drink, and not put things in people's hands and expect them to take it, but actually go and put their dish and cutlery back in the kitchen at least, and therefore when you're walking, and even like park their car a bit further from their house, so you're taking. That can lead to about 40 steps more a day just by parking a bit further. If you park about 10 steps further away, say if you go to work, even if you can't wake up early enough to walk to work, that would be even better. But if you walk to your car, you still get taken 10 steps further, park 10 steps further from where you have to be, where you have to work or whatever. And then you take 10 more steps, and it's just 10 steps, but obviously doing that 4 times a day means 40 steps. That's a little thing you can do, little things you can do. You can walk into your kitchen and get used to it. I think that's psychological, like the reason why I can walk quite a lot. I'm fat. Although my legs start to hurt now because I don't walk as much as I used to, and I'm fat. I don't have a good diet. So I suppose if you have a diet that's better than me and you do exercise, you'll probably be healthier than me. Unless you're 99 or 90. But anyway, that's my opinion. But helping each other to organise our days, maybe keeping fit, exercising. Look at how we can make our time more valuable. Like if someone earns £100 an hour, they're going to probably see their time as more valuable, maybe than someone who earns £10 an hour. But although, as I said before, I'm not that materialistic, I manage time more, or try to manage time, and I am very particular with my time because I like to make videos like this and not be distracted and write things like my ideas on paper. But I like to try and have fun. I want to enjoy my writing and enjoy making videos and enjoy things and fun like that. I like to enjoy life if I can, and misery goes or whatever. But Even though I'm a grumpy old git. But so you can tell I'm not being biased when I say I support young people than old people, because I'm an old git myself. But yeah, managing time to make it more valuable. But the irony is, if I wanted to make more money, I'd learn AI and I'd manage my time much more, and I'd have to get stuck into learning AI. Again, that's my opinion. Number 25, personally, I'd love to encourage us to support republics. I know I mentioned in the past we're talking about dyslexia, which would be part of the M.K.S group if they wanted to join. Someone with dyslexia would be able to. The dilemma about dyslexic royals, like Princess P.3, I think some people say even Prince Charles might be dyslexic or dysgraphic. He has really poor handwriting. Maybe even Prince Harry or Prince William. Quite a few royals are said to be dyslexic. I don't know how much evidence there is on that. I know Princess P.3 talks about being dyslexic, but the others haven't mentioned it. But yeah, as a Republic supporter, I would love to support republics around the world. Another thing I was thinking, actually, I was saying about how this could be our own version of like the Freemasons or whatever, or even the Illuminati, the dreaded Illuminati, but hopefully it'll be better than the Illuminati or NWO and Freemasons and whatnot. But I imagine conspiracy theorists might think it would be part of that or whatever, see a secret group. Historically, when I came up with this idea, I've always wanted it to be kind of secret in many ways, top secrets, although now I'm sharing the ideas quite openly. But I thought maybe if we wanted to communicate, we could create our own languages. Some people accuse me of creating their own language with my sister said Michael's created his own language here with one of my sisters as with my punctuation on that. A different sister is the one who bought me this, but I get mixed up which one buys me which stuff. So pretty lucky like that. But yeah, one owes me £1 million anyway, because I had a silly bet that I could be a vegetarian longer than her. So I'm still a vegetarian and she's not. But if I accidentally eat meat without knowing it, that doesn't count. They made me feel guilty when I went to India. Side note, no, I'm guilty of that. But when I went to India and I was at a bird sanctuary and I really was hungry. There's nothing, no shops around, and I had no money on me anyway. But I think at that time, and I was like salivating because I was so hungry and I wanted to eat this Jaffa cake, but they said you can't eat it. It's got eggs in. I didn't realise vegetarians could eat eggs. So my siblings were putting me on that, or they said, you sold out. And I think I got so hungry I ate it, and they were like, you sold out. Yeah. Sorry, I know that's off topic a bit, but I haven't really thought what I'd want us to be vegetarians or not. But again, I'd love to leave that up to members. But looking at how we can make the world better for animals and people, and especially poor, and helping the poorest 10% of people from all possible countries and that kind of thing, and helping disadvantaged people, generally like disabled people and whatnot, our own community and whatnot, but others as well, and just making the world a better place, hopefully. One of the reasons why I'm not a big fan of royals is I don't think that taxpayers should pay towards one family so much money, that kind of thing. And being a dole wedding school, I feel a bit guilty about that, only because I'm a libertarian and I don't really want to force anyone to give money. If people just chose to give me money, better English, then I would not say no. But I'm a bit wary about universal basic income and how it can be used. But anyway, I was going to say about in terms of maybe we can make our own programming languages where we communicate top secret ideas, or even do like strange hand signals to communicate, and people know, as long as we knew what each other meant, a way to identify each other. I'm copying the Freemasons on it. But moving on, number 26. Personally, to be honest, again, I know I said these are my own personal dreams and ideals, and in the mixed race group, I guess the mixed race part of it, I say it could be split up into 4 different groups: olive skin, mixed race, learning disabled, or special needs, or neurodivergent, or whatever. And then what I call the most confusing perhaps is part olive skin or part olive, sure, a half or a quarter olive skin, like so, someone whose parent or grandparent is olive skin or whatever. But yeah, there's 4 different groups. But in the mixed race group, it would come under POC, people of colour, and Anglo-Indians, AIs, and possibly other Eurasians would come under olive skin and mixed race. So hopefully be a connecting point between the two. But yeah, it would come under POC, and I would love to encourage POC, people of colour to support anti-imperialism, support countries that are colonised, like Malaysia, India, Indonesia, South Africa, Singapore, Kenya, and places like that, and support Aboriginals and Native Americans. So I would love to encourage the M.K.S United Group generally to do so. But again, it would be individual choice. I mean, it would be up to individuals whether they want to join or not, and whether they want to be part of whatever, or whether they want to disagree. And it could be one member, one vote, hence a cooperative. It could be as simple as just raising your hands, or if there's so many members, if we grow the group, it could be that we vote in different ways to count those votes. I'm not sure how, but time will tell. But yeah, I would love to personally encourage anti-imperialism as an anti-imperialist myself. And that reminds me of what I was going to say in point number 23. I suppose I'm trying to make this group, I don't know if it's the right way of putting it, but make it in my own image. Or really what it is, I suppose, a better way of putting it perhaps, is that I'm promoting my own ideals. But again, they could be outvoted, even if I was the founder. So it'll be very democratic, not autocratic, as I said before. Number 27, I'd also love to encourage people to award people, and I'd love to encourage certain values. And number 28, on that note, I'd love to encourage us not to smoke, drink alcohol, take drugs, use violence in essence self-defense. I talked about before, not to join militaries, gangs, terrorism. I think that's violent in essence self-defense, not to break the law. Ideally, to have good manners and be polite, and whatever the difference is, polite / well-mannered. We use those terms interchangeably. To use our P's and Q's, as I say, so please appreciate, and well, thank you, to appreciate things, and just generally to be good, ethical people, if you like. I suppose ethics is debatable because it's not the same for everyone, but to treat other people as we wish to be treated, and that kind of thing as much as possible, and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, basically to try and make the world a better place and turn negative situations into positives and things like that. Help the less fortunate. Sorry, speak better English. And number 29, I don't know about if I say it speak better English because I struggle to follow that one myself. But basically to support and uplift and encourage each other. And number 30, I was thinking when I made, especially the YouTube version. I know it's the 30th today, and normally on point number 30, I think what rhymes with day, but I don't know if I should say this one. But ideally, if I could make a deal, personally, I'd love this to be able to be male escorts, gigolos, porn stars, and stuff like that. But when it comes to sexual relations, like, I love for us to always obey the law. And I have this strange thing, like when they say opposites attract, or for me, as I might at least call myself, and as close people, I would love to differences attract, and I suppose I like those who are different to me as possible. So, like, I've blonde-haired chicks because what's left of it, my hair is black, so it's like almost opposite, and being olive skin, it's not quite opposite, but it's different. And like brunettes, white chicks, all that kind of thing, and black because I'm part white and part Indian, and also Far Eastern. So if I was in a certain movie, or if I could have fun with whatever, I would choose white, black, and Far Eastern chicks. But anyway, I was thinking I probably should have put this on the adult thing for 18 plus just for that point. But I hope I don't get myself in trouble. I was going to say, but I think because it's only one part of the video towards the end, hopefully I'll get away with it. But I hope I won't get myself in trouble. But anywho, those are my honest views. But yeah, so I'd say opposites attract. So M.K.S ers being with non-M.K.S ers, but I'm not really into relationships personally. But again, it'll be up to individual members. But if I'm really dreaming in my mad dreams, I'd love for us to be able to do male escorts, gigolos, porn stars, and then 4 non-M.K.S ers, and to get to school non-M.K.S ers. But on that note, I think I better wrap this up, and I'm out. Peace and love.